Hello everybody, this is Danny Severance from the Maven Imprint, and today we have Paulie Nassar, actually Artistic Director for the Maven Imprint. We're here in New York City, and we're going to talk to Paul about some things that he likes to do, art, and also the upcoming December event in which Paul will be featured. It's called Crossroads at Greenpoint Gallery in Greenpoint, Brooklyn, 7 p.m. December 14th, and that's a Friday. All right. So Paul, thanks so much for being here.
It's my pleasure.
Good. What do you do?
I would say I create. I make art as a profession, but I also make music, come up with creative projects, anything that allows me to make something my own, I'm all about.
So first and foremost, you create.
First and foremost, I create. Yeah, I would say that.
Cool. Can you tell us a little bit about your major inspirations in art, but then also just in general?
I pull a lot of inspiration from the people I meet and other artists. I never really studied art, so I always had to kind of find it on my own.
Yeah.
Which led me to a lot of street art.
Okay.
Which is a big influence in what I do. I respect it tremendously because it's a very good way to showcase what you do without having to be in a gallery or some sort of space.
Okay. Any specific artist that comes to mind that has been a big influence on you?
One in particular is my uncle Raymond Howell. He married my aunt. He was an artist who had a lot of struggles. He was a black artist growing up in a time, or like trying to be what he needed to be in a time where no one gave him any type of respect. And the stuff he did was just like, I still paint something and compare it to that as a standard.
Right.
This is actually his piece. I wear it as that. Motivator.
Nice. What was the first piece of art that you made, if there is one? And as a follow-up, how did you get started?
I got started when I was about 2. My parents gave me a pen and pencil and paper, and I sat there for about 8 hours drawing, and I basically never put it down. I would say my first piece as an artist would be the cow, which is the first piece that took me. It was a substantial event in my life. Okay. It was a piece that took over 8 months, over 420 hours of drawing. It was my first major, what I would consider as like a masterpiece. Where it's pushing yourself to a level that you just didn't even know you could exist at. So, and that was about 2 years ago when I started the whole NASSART. Was based off that piece. Okay.
Can you tell us about NASSART? Tell us about the development of it, kind of how it's gotten along and what point it's at this point.
NASSART, I began as basically it's a creative consultancy. So anyone in any field that has a creative project can come to NASSART. And what I did was I basically brought in all the people that I've known that do different things, right, and made us sort of a collective. What NASSART is just to create whatever in any field. Recently it's become a live art team, right, which is the current projects we're working on. And basically what we do is we come up with a concept and we paint through the night. You literally get there and there is a white canvas, and when you leave it's a finished piece. Yeah. You get to see everything. You can talk to us throughout. It's very interactive. You can join in. We have people paint with us all the time. Okay. Even if it's something little, but it's just, we want everyone there to be a part of something special, something creative. That's the whole point. It's a place where artists can come together and form teams and groups and network in a very positive way. Not just I want your email to have your email, but I want to paint with you. I want to be a part of what you're doing. I want you to be a part of what I'm doing.
Okay.
So it's a very positive energy to be around, and I think that's why people love being around it.
When someone sees your piece, what do they see in that piece that makes them know, okay, that is NASSART?
One major thing would be the pig. That's my logo for NASSART. My style is completely unrestricted.
Okay.
If someone says to me, hey, you should try this as a style, I will try it. I don't restrict any part of my art. If it's a creative process, I'm curious about it. I want to explore it. But there's the one thing that I very much focus on, I pay very close attention to detail. And the other is, it's very sort of wild style in the sense that I've worked mainly in permanence. I don't erase. I usually just work straight ink. What happens is what's supposed to happen, no matter what happens. And I've worked a long time at getting it to where what happens is exactly what I want to happen. I did poetry when I was younger, and it definitely influences me. There's a lot of text in my work. It allows you to very abruptly say something,
right,
which a lot of times is what I'm going for when I'm writing something. The way I kind of think is, if you're not don't write it if you don't mean it. So everything I write, whether it be in a cartoon or something, it's something I'm expressing a feeling. I'm expressing something real.
How would you describe your relationship with the audience? Do you make your art for yourself? Do you make it for the audience? Is it both?
I make art, of course, for myself, because anything that you make, you have to, at some point, it has to be for yourself. Otherwise, there's just not going to be anything behind it.
Okay.
Everything I make is for me because it calms me, and I'm much more centered when I'm making stuff.
Okay.
But it's nice to make things where people can go, I get that. Like that, whether someone's having a bad day and they just see something funny, or something serious and they can relate to it, and they were going through something similar, and they're like, it's good to know that someone feels this way. I like when someone can look at my piece and smile. So simple. It's a simple idea, but it's effective, and it's something that I've always liked. I always like making someone, if I can make someone laugh, I've won, even if I haven't sold anything.
Right.
That's irrelevant to me. It's influencing someone positively. It's really what I'm about as an artist.
It's amazing. Just two more for you.
Sure.
What would you say is your number one motivator?
It's probably my family.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'm a big family guy. When I go to visit my nieces and I see she's drawing nonstop and she talks about wanting to be an artist, just makes me get up and do it, And it's also, my other biggest motivator, I would say, is I've done some really awful jobs, gotten to the point where I'm doing something that I love to do, so it's I'm just gonna be relentless with it,
Yeah.
I'm
Can't go back.
I can't go back.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't go back at this point.
Yeah. I know what you mean.
Put me in an office, it's not gonna happen.
Yeah. Absolutely. Unless it's a NASSART office.
Unless it's a NASSART office. When we open our flagship store, that'll be a different story.
True. One last question for you. Tell us about one major goal that you have.
I would say that one major goal of mine would be when I can hire the people that I want to hire full time. Because everyone that is involved with NASSART up to this point, it's been voluntary. When I can turn to them and say thank you, that's really what I'm working toward.
Thank you so much, Paul, for being here.
Oh, absolutely.
You can check out all of his stuff, images, some of the jellies that he mentioned, also a sample of his the cow piece at NASSART.com, NASSART.com. And of course, like we said, you can see Paul and his team at the Crossroads event in December at Greenpoint Gallery, December 14th, doing it up with some big live art pieces, hoping to get everyone involved. So we'll see you there. Thank you.